Our fourth best of three of the night, our penultimate best of three of the night. Again, the winner of this best of three goes up against Cass in the decider match to see who will be the final player in the round of 8 of the Summer League 2014. So, are you guys ready? Because I believe I am. So we're going to host this up, get in game, and we're actually going to start with our Russian player in the upper right hand corner from Imaginary Gaming to the yellow Zerg. It's Revolver. That Sunset Overdrive advert bazooka is like the only ad I've been seeing for like the past week or something. It's a little bit crazy. I just wish, like, the worst thing about Twitch ads is when you get the same one again and again and again. That's the worst bit about it. It's the one bit that really does annoy me. Guys, in the lower left hand corner we have our red Zerg player from Carnegie Sports. It's PuPu. Alright, so we'll see what these guys are going to get up to. See what's going to happen here. We've actually already got a very early pool from Revolver. So, so yeah, he's gone for a very early pool. I didn't see exactly when this pool came down, but it was very early on. It must have come down right in front of me when I was introducing him, yet I didn't actually mention it. So, apologies. It looks like it must have been like a 7 pool or a 6 pool, right? Like, if he's on 8 drones now, it must have just been like a 7 or 6 pool, right? He's gone Overlord on the way. I'd imagine it was a 7 pool. I think, anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's an early pool, and we've got 6 Zerglings on the way. That's the important part right now. So 6 Zerglings on the way, and what is PuPu going to do? Well, he's thrown down a pool of his own. So, not the worst of starts for PuPu. It could definitely be worse. He could have gone hatch first. So, yeah, immediately here, PuPu is going to be kind of okay. A drone's actually leading the way. Oh, he's actually going to try. But I mean, PuPu sees the drone and he's going to be like, what on earth are you doing? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess he can put the spine crawler up. I mean, he sees now the lings coming across. He's going to try and put the spine crawler here and buy time with his own Zerglings for that to come up, which means PuPu basically has to pull his drones. And you can see that's what he's already looking to do right now. He's going to look to get this drone before it even comes up here. And you can see exactly, he knows what's up. PuPu has so many minerals stacked up, he doesn't need to mine right now. And here we go, he's just going to commit onto the spine crawler. He needs to keep the spine crawler dead. He gets it, the kill as well. But more drones coming across for Revolver here. 2 spine crawlers on the way for PuPu. He's got 4 Zerglings coming up as well. So this is a pretty big all-in from Revolver right now. As he's actually just going to commit onto this group of units. And some Zerglings coming out for PuPu. Is he going to be able to hold on here? I think the answer is yes, quite easily. And, well, okay, there's a couple more lings coming in, okay, but he should be fine. I mean, with 2 spine crawlers as well, he doesn't even really need to. You could probably cancel one if he really wanted to. He's going to lose one more drone there. 3 Zerglings still up, but there's the second spine crawler, well, both the spine crawlers finishing. And it's now 8 drones against 4, so both players are going to stop playing from this kind of weird position. I mean, no queen for Revolver, which kind of hurts, but at the same time, it's not like they're desperate for lava because they don't have much income. But that kind of does hurt. So PuPu is 4 drones up. He's got a queen as well, where Revolver does not. So he's actually going to be able to start taking his gas now. So it looks as though PuPu is going to just take a aggressive stance in this game. Just go aggressive from the get-go, I would imagine. So just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen here. As Creep Tumor comes down, from few Zerglings coming up the ramp, and thinking about moving forward, but decide not to commit too much further there. So Zergling's just going to stay back, stay on the low ground, and we'll see what they're going to do. Spinecrawler moves forward to cover the ramp. Queen's going to join it there as well. And these Zerglings still just sat on the low ground. It's going to be a bit of a slow game for while both these players basically just rebuild their economies. I mean, PuPu is getting gas, so he is going to be looking to head into a Zergling speed here very shortly. That's going to be a huge advantage he will have for a long time over Revolver. These 2 Zerglings are looking to scout for PuPu, see what exactly his opponent's situation is. He even starts a Baneling Nest first, wow. So he's just being so cautious. He's not sure how far ahead he actually is, so he's just saying, I'm going to get the Baneling Nest. I don't know if you've already committed to speed, but if you have, I want to have Banelings to deal with a big wave of lings from you. So in a moment here, he's going to see, well, actually there's no need at all to have a Baneling Nest, because my opponent doesn't even have gas. So when he sees this, he's going to be pretty happy, I would imagine. He sees no gas and might even cancel the Baneling Nest. Well, I guess it's kind of pointless now. He's going to get speed of his own in a few moments, so Hatchery's going to come down on the low ground, and that's spotted by PuPu as well. So PuPu sees this Hatchery on the low ground. I mean, he needs to make some more lings if he wants to get down there himself. He will come down for a single queen. Now, there's some Zerglings here, though, and he needs to just be able to force these away to get his drone into that hatch position to make the hatchery here, and that's what he's doing. He's actually going to pick off one of them, and maybe even a second. You know, this is actually kind of bad for Revolver, because right now, every single Zergling is going to help him out. Like, every single Zergling is going to count in this kind of game, and he's just thrown away 5 Zerglings for no real reason. A few more Zerglings on the way out for PuPu, and, you know, with Zergling speed on the way, he might be able to get across the map and do some damage here very, very shortly. Spreading some creep forward as well. Excuse me. Spreading his creep forward as well. Yeah, I mean, he's ahead like 6 drones still. He's got a bunch of Zerglings already out. He's got a Baneling Nest as well to use. Revolver's actually just making spine claws on his high ground. He can't do anything on the low ground because his hatchery's not finished yet. He doesn't have the creep there. He hasn't had an extra queen to, you know, put down creep teamers with, so... Coming across the map, it looks as though PuPu going to try and force a cancel. No, not force a cancel, but try and be aggressive onto this hatchery of his opponent. Zerglings Speed is about to finish up here, so he should be able to get in and do some damage while these spine claws are still kind of moving down to the low ground. And that's what he's going to try and do. But that being said, 2 queens here, and Zerglings as well, and that should be enough to just block this off for now. So PuPu, he picks off a single queen, and now we'll turn around and get out of there. Oh, he's going to dart back in. He's going to try and get into the main base. And he will be successful in doing that. So PuPu here going to pick up a little bit of extra information inside of this main base and see that his opponent is still playing completely gasless. So PuPu, he has actually gone into a missile attack as well. So he's going to throw down, he's got the Evo Chamber, he's got +1 missiles on the way. He's going to be going into a Roach style of play sometime in the near future. We can kind of tell that much. So we're going to see some Roaches on the way sometime soon. As he's got a lair on the way as well. So he's kind of just building up to a big +1 Roach time. And I mean, it's going to be a big time which Revolver's not really going to be able to do all too much about. I mean, he's 7 workers behind already. He's playing gasless. So I mean, wherever he's going to try and get into, a nice spin hit there to get all but one of these Zerglings. And I mean, whatever he ends up with here in the end, I don't know. People are going to move this drone over towards the 3rd base. And he's going to be able to take this here. So, 3rd hatchery going to come down, and, yeah, 3rd hatchery down, just expanding. 3rd hatchery going to be coming down for Revolver here as well, who's only just now taking his first 2 gases. So, I mean, he's so far, he's going to be so far behind, though, like, I mean, he's not going to catch PuPu on gas. PuPu's going to be heading missile attacks, he's going to be heading on road speed by a long, long way, because, I mean, Revolver has to get a lair before he can get Roach speed, so it's going to be a long time until Roach speed comes up for Revolver. A couple of Zerglings moving across the map here, and they will. Well, I mean, he already knows actually that 3rd base is up, so he's actually got a few more behind these first 2 Zerglings, and he will be trying to get some damage onto this 3rd hatchery. And you know what? No units for Revolver, so Revolver's actually just going to have to cancel this 3rd base. It's not going to survive, and it will go down. So 3rd hatchery falls. Revolver is kept back on 2 bases while PuPu's 3rd expansion goes up without a hindrance. +1's finished for PuPu. His roach speed halfway done as well. He's finally starting to make some roaches. As he's just playing at the natural right now. Double Evo Chamber and a Roach run coming up for Revolver, but PuPu's going to have still so many times where he can hit with +2 against just maybe even 0-0. It depends how fast he starts his +1 here. And it depends if a Contaminator comes down. It could be pretty decisive. Novaseer coming around here, so if he keeps that alive and contaminates the correct evolution chamber, he could probably hit with +2 against 0-0, and that would be more or less game ending, I would imagine. PuPu's still about 12 workers ahead here in this game. He's been this far ahead for the majority of the game, and it doesn't look as though he's going to let that slip here anytime soon. So just going to keep on mining, going to inject onto this 3rd hatchery, and well, creep just continues to spread for him. So he's really interested in this creep spread. See what he can achieve with it. As this overseer, just for him, just chilling out, still just a little bit away from contaminating, about another 50 seconds actually. +1 missiles though is actually 100 seconds away, so he's going to have a small amount of time where he's got +2 and his opponent's got +1. I mean, Carapace isn't as important as missile attacks, which is why I'm surprised he actually started Carapace up first. Generally, missile attacks is what you really want to prioritize in Roach versus Roach. Army supplies are, surprisingly even. 66 against 46. Roach counts 19 to 15. I mean, the problem is PuPu's just going to keep on exploding with Roaches because he's 20 drones ahead and he's upgrades ahead as well, so his trades are going to be better. He's getting tunneling claws and burrow movement. He's getting everything he needs to just to finish this off with just Roaches. Revolver's still without a third base here. I mean, that's something PuPu's been manning on for what, for like 3-4 minutes now? Still just watching here, waiting to see what is going to happen. Another Roach comes in and joins this group of Roaches in the front. 10 more Roaches on the way. A Hydralisk Den coming up here as well. So a bunch of Roaches going to come out and join these. And he's just going to keep on making Roaches, but PuPu's about to hit. He's got +2, about to finish, and now's the best time he possibly can hit. I mean, he's going to fight into 2 Spine Claws, but I don't even think that matters for him right now. Hydralisk Den is, again, basically Revolver's way of just saying, I'm trying to do whatever I can to win this, but realistically, there's not all that much I can do. A single Zergling scouting around. I mean, there's still no third base. Like PuPu's probably just thinking, well, if you're not going to take a third base, I guess I don't even have to fight you because I'm just going to win on straight up numbers. PuPu just going to get out of his final supply block here. He's going to boost over that 200 supply cap mark, and Revolver's actually the player who's moving out with 1-1. Like, I don't think Revolver really realizes the kind of situation he's in, or the situation, I don't think he realizes quite how far behind he is. At the same time, I think PuPu probably doesn't even realize how far, well, he probably does realize how far ahead he is, but he's also just saying to himself, why bother risking a fight when I can just wait, because I'm on 3 bases, taking 4 bases, while you're on 1 base, or 2 bases. So, again, PuPu, he is moving across the map again, so he has got a Hydra Den of his own coming up. Now, the first few Hydras are about to start joining the army here for Revolver. And he will split up to take the better concave. I mean, PuPu sees everything. He's got this Overseer overhead. Now he's going to get that killed off by some Hydralisks. But he saw everything up until that point, so he knows what's up there if he wants to go for it. And he is just going to think about doing it, but he doesn't. He turns around. He's adding on Spine Crawlers to deal with harassment. And Revolver hasn't left his 2 bases for the entirety of the game, so I don't know what harassment he's suddenly afraid of. Yeah, Revolver here just kind of sitting on this ramp. Bunch of units still just kind of dodging between the tower and not, and sending a few units around, looking as though they're going to actually start working down on these rocks, so you can maybe come in from 2 different angles if he does go for an engagement. It's just going to work away at these rocks and get rid of them, and take them down to just below half hit points, and he's going to be able to finish these off. Revolver can't really do anything to stop him. If he comes out here to try and stop him, I mean, PuPu's just going to absolutely should leap on him. Some Hydras being added onto the army right now for PuPu as well as some pathogen glands. He is just waiting and waiting and waiting until the correct moment to just finish this game. Sure, he gets to the point where he has to trade something off to make more units. I mean, he's been making Spine Claws up until now. I guess he could keep making Spines. Revolver's maxed out. He's basically got 1 fight to make this all work. Will it happen? Well, PuPu's just going to disengage here immediately. And, I mean, it's so smart because he knows Revolver has to attack into him because he's only on 2 bases. Revolver has no choice. But PuPu is ready to greet him. And, I mean, if you're ready to greet him with Spine Crawlers, how does he ever fight up into this in a favourable position? You literally cannot do it. And that's the problem Revolver's facing right now. He can't do it, but he has to do it. He runs into another wave of Spine Crawlers here. And, I mean, this is it. PuPu's just going to greet him right here. And he's got such a bank to just spend to remax from this. So Roaches are going to start fighting, and I mean, honestly, initially it does actually look as though Revolver's actually winning this fight. Is he actually winning this fight? PuPu's still maxed out though, like he's remaxing almost immediately here, so he's just going to run back to another wave of Spine Claws. He pulls his drones, more Roaches and Hydras on the way. I mean, he can't possibly lose this game, right? Like, the Revolver's out of money, whereas PuPu, he's out of money too, but he's now got another 50 supply of units to fight with, and here you go. The extra Hydras is probably what's going to make the difference. Revolver taps out, and game number 1